not waste even 1 week with non-productive training. You literally should not, because we're not in the dark ages on this. There's no mystery here. There are reasons why muscles grow. There is a science of productive bodybuilding exercise, and I happen to know what it is with a high degree of certainty. You should not waste even 1 week with non-productive training. In order for you to know that you're not wasting your time, in order for you to know that your workouts are successful, you will need, of course, a reliable or rational standard to gauge or evaluate each and every one of your workout efforts. Most bodybuilders use the wrong standard for evaluating their workout-to-workout progress. I emphasize workout-to-workout progress. The standard they use is body weight increases. I know of bodybuilders, I was once myself a bodybuilder who did this. I know bodybuilders who every time they walk into the gym, the first thing they do is step on the scale. If they're not gaining weight every workout or every week, then they suspect something is wrong, and in most cases something is wrong, but it's not necessarily the fact that they're not gaining weight. Don't evaluate your workout-to-workout progress by the standard of body weight increases, because muscle growth on a daily basis, even at best, is negligible. Even at best is negligible. Let's take a best-case scenario. Let's say you've had the required genetics, first of all. You were going to train properly in the course of the next year, eat adequately, and gain 30 pounds of muscle. Certainly a best-case scenario. As great as that is, 30 pounds of muscle in 1 year only averages out to literally slightly over 1 ounce a day, which is not enough to register on your typical body weight scale every day or even every week. There are 16 ounces in a pound, of course. If you gain 1 ounce a day, you gain a pound every 2.5 weeks or so. And if on that given day you got a haircut and had diarrhea, you would register a weight loss. Do you see why we should not be using body weight increases as your standard for evaluating workout-to-workout progress? Ultimately, of course, most bodybuilders want to gain weight. Ultimately, but the point I'm making here is workout to workout, you want to know that you're on the right track so that you ultimately do gain muscle. Noticeable body weight increases and muscle mass increases. You cannot use body weight increases as your standard, obviously, because muscle growth on a daily basis, even at best, is negligible. The appropriate standard to use for evaluating bodybuilding progress is strength increases. When you're training properly, you'll be going up in reps, in weight, or both, every set of every exercise, or damn near. I have had clients that have gone up on every set of every workout for many, many months. I've had other clients do almost that well, but all of my clients, every one of them makes regular, continual progress, without a doubt. Most bodybuilders don't know this, but in fact a properly conducted bodybuilding program is essentially a strength training program. What I want you to get out of this part here is that you'll be training workout to workout for strength increases and evaluating your progress in terms of strength increases. Train for strength and evaluate your progress in terms of strength increases. Why do we use strength increases, in fact, as a standard for evaluating bodybuilding progress, you might be wondering? Because there is a relationship between muscular strength and muscular size. If you want to get bigger, in other words, you've got to get stronger. If you want to get bigger, you've got to get stronger. I emphasize that one because there's a reluctance on the part of most bodybuilders to accept that idea. If you want to get bigger, you've got to get stronger. Just the other day in Gold's Gym, a young man was arguing with me about that quite vehemently and at some length. I finally stopped him and asked, what are you supposed to do to get bigger? Get weaker? And he kind of giggled. Furthermore, I said, if there was no relationship between strength and muscular size, it would be conceivable, if there was literally no relationship at all, it would be conceivable that people like Dorian Yates could only curl 50 pounds. When in fact he curls over 200 pounds. He got as big as he did in part because he got as strong as he did. If you want to get bigger, you've got to get stronger. Now, while all that is true, beyond any shadow of a doubt, it's also true, and this is an important follow-up statement, It's also true that for most people, strength increases precede size increases. Most people get stronger for a while without getting bigger. But as long as an individual continues to get stronger, he'll eventually get bigger. Now, just how strong he gets, how long it takes, I can't say, because those are matters dictated by genetics. But as long as you're getting stronger, you know you're on the right track. That's true for most people, by the way. I was one of those individuals myself. I can remember in the early part of my training career especially, there would be periods of even as long as 4 months. I remember this very clearly. There were periods of months during which I would get stronger on a regular basis and not gain any weight. As a result, I grew enormously frustrated and almost gave up more times than I cared to remember. When I say frustrated, I mean painfully, agonizingly frustrated. It was only years later that Arthur Jones pointed this out, and I saw it was true in so many cases, that for most people, strength comes first. I'm emphasizing it to you here today so that you can avoid my frustration. I don't want you calling me back in 2 months, in other words, reporting gleefully how much your strength went up. Geez, Mike, I went up 80 pounds on my squats, 120 pounds on my shrugs, but I only gained 3 pounds. That wouldn't be bad. If you were to gain 3 pounds every 2 months, of course, by the end of the year, you'd end up having gained 18 pounds, which ain't bad. Some people wonder just how much muscle that is. Take a moment and visualize sitting in front of you on your dinner table a single individual 1-pound beefsteak. Now imagine 18 of them. That would probably be enough to cover your dinner table almost. If you were to sustain that rate of growth for 2 years, of course, you'd end up gaining 36 pounds of muscle. Imagine 36 individual 1-pound beefsteaks on your dinner table. I'm pointing all this out to you today to help you gain a rational perspective on what you can reasonably hope to achieve with this and thus avoid frustration. Frustration is often the greatest hindrance to bodybuilding progress.